Welcome back. It is day 14 of 50 days of fitness, and I have earned this is actually my second coffee. I've earned my second coffee for the day. I need to try to get in at least two more, maybe four more, but I don't know. I've been kind of leveling out. I mean, every day but one. So we're 2 weeks into this, day 14, and every day but one, I've done four of sets, and one day I did five. So I think that after the fourth one, I try not to drink coffee much after lunch, and two, I probably am talking myself out of doing it anymore. Let's just be honest. We all have this tendency to do it. Earned my coffee. I did have a surprise on the scale this morning. I think I told you I've been very steady at 210. It looked like over the weekend I maybe was getting down to 2.9, and today I got stepped on the scale and it was like 206, 207. So we'll see. So if we, I don't know, let's say it's 207. So if it's 207, that's about 3 pounds more this last week. The first week I lost 8 pounds. The second week, it looks like maybe three, possibly four, but maybe three. But that was a surprise. I've been very, very steady pretty much all week, and I didn't expect that. So, but that's good. I mean, I mean, I know I'm not like super overweight. 40 pounds though. That at that point, 40 pounds more on me, I was overweight. I was quite a bit overweight. And so now I'm getting within range, but I lost a whole lot of muscle mass. So being at the same level I was before is not the same because I don't have the same amount of muscle. I have a lot more fat, and so I have work to do. I'm almost certainly going to have to get below 200 to really start getting rid of all this stuff. And so, but that brings me to this one thing. So today's topic is yo-yo dieting. And it took me a while to understand this. And again, all my disclaimers. I'm not a medical professional. I am not a certified trainer. I am not a dietitian. So I'm not claiming to be an expert on these things. This is stuff that I have done, that I have tried, that I have learned in the research that I've done. And I fully acknowledge that I may be wrong about some of this stuff, but this is how it seems to me. And if there are dietitians, medical professionals, trainers who are watching and you have things that you would like to contribute, if you'd like to or correct me, please do. I want to try to be as correct in things as we can. So here's the deal with yo-yo dieting. And I fell into this when I was younger. I'm kind of older now. I'm 66, and but when I was younger, I would do these things, and so I'd get up to a certain weight, and then I would go on a diet. And especially when you're younger, and I think this is true of everybody, and there's a reason for this. But especially when you're younger, it's kind of easy to lose weight. You go up, it's all right. You go down, you go up, you go down. Well, what I didn't understand is that if you are just gaining weight and you are not working out or not doing anything like that, pretty much this is an overly simplistic explanation. But I think it's pretty accurate. And again, I'm calling on you. If you know better and want to correct this, please do. But this is my understanding. If you are gaining weight and you're not really exercising while you're gaining weight and you're just gaining weight, generally, that weight that you add is going to be fat. It's not really going to be muscle. You generally are not going to be adding muscle unless you are exercising and doing things to promote muscle growth. So just eating without any exercise, you're probably going to be gaining fat. When you lose weight, so you get to the top of that cycle, and when you start to lose weight and your body is losing weight, the body doesn't selectively only choose the fat to lose weight. So you are losing fat and muscle as you lose weight. So then if you get down and you do that again, so if you think about it in that cycle without the exercise, every time you're gaining weight, you're generally gaining fat. Every time you lose weight, you're losing fat and muscle. Now, you can have muscle atrophy even if you're not losing weight, just from not using your muscles enough. So you have a natural process where you lose some muscle anyway. But when you're losing weight and it's, going from your body, getting rid of that weight, it's not just selecting your fat, it's doing your fat and your muscle. So think about that cycle. Every time you go up, you're increasing fat. Every time you go down, you're losing muscle and fat. So again, every cycle. So if you think about it, over time, without exercise, you are in effect accelerating your body composition to transfer to more fat and less muscle with each cycle of that diet. And now, it's a little bit easier to kind of deal with that early on, and there's some reasons. One is that as you're at the beginning of that cycle, you have more muscle mass and less fat, and so you're kind of at the beginning of it. But over that cycle, over and over, each time you're adding more and more fat and losing more and more muscle. And that also changes your metabolism. Your age will change your metabolism, hormones will change your metabolism, and your body composition. Muscle burns more calories than fat does. And so as you lose that muscle mass, you're also burning less calories per pound for that. So that cycle is a self-defeating cycle. That is why, I kind of figured that out, and I don't know, 15 or maybe even 20 years ago, I kind of figured that out. And so I was at a point then where I was losing weight again, and it was kind of like now, except I hadn't been sick. I lost close to 40 pounds or so, 40, 45 pounds. And I knew that if I didn't work out, that I was going to be doing that cycle. So I would say that when you are losing weight, you want to be working out in one way or another. You probably, ideally, should be doing something cardio and something resistance training. That's not the only way to do it. I mean, you should think about it. Think about things. And I would also say it's a little hard at first if you haven't been exercising, but if you can choose something you kind of like to do anyway, where it's not so much of a chore, it's kind of fun to do, get out and walk or whatever it might be, that makes it easier. But I would say, now I'm not saying, if you really need to lose weight, I get it. I totally get it. But if you want it to be the most effective way possible, you should be exercising while you are losing weight. It will, and so there's this debate about, they say, can you lean bulk? In other words, can you actually increase your muscles, develop your muscles while you are losing weight? And there's sort of this big debate about it. It goes back and forth. And so kind of the thought about it is that sort of in general kind of terms, it's thought that you cannot really build muscle without a calorie surplus. And so that puts you in this funny thing. So if you're trying to lose weight anyway, and it says you need more calories, you need to be in a surplus to add more muscle, it seems to help self-defeating. But the thing is that there is this debate going on. I do think that whether that works or not, I don't know how much muscle you can actually build while you're losing weight. I mean, like I say, there's a big debate about it. But what it will at least do is minimize your muscle loss. And so kind of the way that whole thing works, I mean, sort of the whole thing is can your body use your, if you're in a calorie deficit and trying to build muscle, basically the question is can your body selectively take energy from your fat cells in order to fuel the growth of your muscle cells? And I won't get into that right there. I will tell you, you might want to Google that and check out some videos on that. I think kind of the Cliff Notes versions is that it does seem like it might be possible, but there's a lot of things to consider and you got to get them all right to make that work. But I can say, I think pretty definitively that if you're losing weight and you're doing resistance training or some sort of exercise, that will help prevent muscle loss as you are losing that weight. So, in a way, it helps you self select that most of that weight loss is coming from fat rather than your muscle stores. So, don't get caught in the yo yo dieting. I mean, you can when you are dieting, it really is much more effective if you're doing some exercise at the same time to avoid that. So, and that's it. That's my, very basic understanding of how that works. And again, if somebody's like, God, that is really dumb, you don't have any idea what you're talking about. It may be. In my mind, that's how it makes sense to me, and I am happy for anyone to correct me if I'm wrong. But that wraps it up for today. We're at like 11 minutes, so we're going to call it a day. And we're 2 weeks done. I mean, it's amazing. So here we are at day 14. We are well past we're almost 30% into this. So it'll be over before you know it. It's one of those things. It seems slow at first, and at the end, you can't believe it's over. So, my friends, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow for day 15 of 50 Days of Fitness. Have a great day. Take care, everybody. Bye.